And we're live. Yeah. Look, I gotta find ways to entertain myself as we go live because this is the Mechpit Chat, and I am your host, Ironcaster. And apparently I have to tell everyone twice here, but let's get rid of that. Because what a Monday it is. And it would appear that, good news, folks, we're live on Rumble. Like, which is the most baffling thing. Rumble's been the most baffling thing for me to get going consistently because like apparently I have to go and like reset that up every single week, and I don't know if I can keep that up every single time. And guys, thank you for joining in. Let me start off first and foremost. Philip Demick, yes, a full body waxing is apparently the secret to being like the best pilot around, but apparently it doesn't make you good enough to be able to pilot a pilot Bravern or one of the death drives. And I totally didn't have to go look at my notes for the name of the mechs and Bravern. Anyway, hey there, Vince. Welcome. It's a good Monday. You know, I got a chance. I got to sit down, go relax. I may have done a thing or two for the channel here, but you know, it's a good Monday. How are you guys doing out there? Because I'm feeling relaxed. I had a nice extended vacation this week, and I'm ready to get to it. Because, you know, hey, we're on episode 7 of Brave Bravern, which is rocking and rolling. It has been the surprise hit of the season for me. Like, I figured I was going to check out and enjoy it. I didn't think it was going to become like the highlight of my week. Like, this is a series like I'm kind of holding off on watching up until like the day before the stream. I want to go and make sure that I don't. I want to make sure I don't go and kind of let it sit too long. I'd rather come into it fresh and be able to talk about it if it comes up, because boy, what a show is that. You know, we're about halfway through it, and Bravern is proving itself to be like I said, the smash success. Apparently we're using human clones as like a battery to go and supercharge our mech forms. It's not going in a direction I was expecting, but at the same time, it is continuing to be like the gayest and best mech anime around in all of the heart-filled ways. Luckily, you weren't here last. Yeah, the big panels can be kind of crazy sometimes, but it's kind of fun at the same time. You never know who's going to quite pop in. Like, you figure, hey, maybe I've got a little group chat set up. I'm like, hey, guys, here's a link. If you can make it, come on by. That's cool. And if not, then, hey, that's cool too. I don't expect, quite so many people to show up. And then they do. Just like Sergeant George X and Ishak. Sailor Outlaw. Howdy. Or should I say howdy? We're going pretty good. I want to beat the snout. You want to beat the snout of the groundhog? I think you got the wrong animal. Wait, was it the wrong animal? Yeah, no, you're right. It is the groundhog. I'm thinking a hedgehog. I don't know. I'm like, I want to go beat up Sonic, apparently. Like, yeah, we're going to go and beat up, like, Sonic the Hedgehog because spring isn't here. Okay, apologies. Yeah, we're just going to, around here, apparently I've been beating up the wrong animal every year. Like, I thought it was supposed to be hedgehogs every year we're beating up. Let's see. Hello. And I'll agree on one thing. Wait, what's this year? Because you have to cue me back in. Like, was this one of like the series we all liked with Gundam? Like, you gotta refresh the memory here. You're like some of the non-main character mechs in Bravern. Yes. Oh my gosh, the Titan Striders are fantastic. The way that like the back piece pops off and we can go and swap out like the arms and the armaments. It makes for it's just it's impractical, but it's fun. And like that's what I'm all here for. So let me kind of switch things up here a little bit. We've got a little bit of news this week, and I think I was kind of wanting to save one or two pieces for some people to show up, but we'll see if anyone does. Oh, okay. So I haven't seen Gundam Double O in about almost a decade now, so I might be due for a rewatch. I think it was kind of handled. I think at the time when I watched it, I liked it better than Wing, and I wonder if that's not because I just kind of. I don't want to say I resented the popularity of Wing. Like my big issue was, yeah, Wing is fine, but there are a lot of other ones to enjoy, and it's like the thing that always bothered me with Wing was that no one ever really wanted to talk about the other series. I want to talk about G Gundam. I want to talk about like all the crazy over the top stuff with that. And that one is so much fun. Maybe we'll get a couple guys to do some coverage on that. I don't know. Wing, I felt like Double O kind of set itself up to better explore the concept of what the Gundam pilots were supposed to be in Double O than Wing itself, because with Double O you have the sort of organization behind the pilots to directly handle their stuff, whereas Wing goes and sends the pilots out and basically says, "Best of luck. You're highly trained, but you've got to be able to arm up your Gundam and keep ammo for it, and we're not helping you with jack shit." Like I feel like in retrospect, there's probably an issue or two there that maybe if we're just being hypercritical of it, deserves to be brought up, but. And it's kind of fun to have the Zodiac as mobile suits as well. I don't know. I might be overthinking that a bit. Yeah, you're right. Nothing beats Gundam Wing. Nothing beats G Gundam. In fact, I actually have something here that came up. Something I kind of came across this week. So let me forgive me for a moment while I pull up a meme before Brandon steals this. Because in fact, I'll be sending this over his way. Earth, fire, wind, water, heart. By your powers combined, I am Master Asia. The undefeated of the East. That made me think that the Wing pilots were more doing their own thing than. Yeah, that's kind of my problem with Wing. They're supposed to go out and kind of stop war, but we don't really get that aspect of it covered. They're just sort of off doing things. Like the support network around them, I feel like wasn't really well held up. But again, I haven't watched it in a few years, so maybe I'll feel differently with a rewatch. And I don't know, I thought at least with Double O they had the sort of support network with the folks on the satellite in space able to like go out and give them missions. Like I think Double O at least had a seemed like they at least had a plan when they were out doing their stuff to stop all wars. As ambitious as the thought of forcing people to stop fighting by fighting them kind of is. But maybe I'll enjoy it more now. Now I've grown up a bit more. I've started to really kind of settle in and enjoy a few other series. I'm now taking notes as I watch certain shows, so maybe I'll like it more. Maybe I should take some notes while I play Final Fantasy. Anyway, so let me go ahead and I'm going to send this to Brandon so he can then talk about this in a few days when he does his stream. Here you go, Brandon. Yeah, that makes sense too. But at the same time, for some of the high concept stuff like that, it would seem like maybe kind of explaining a little bit more of it would kind of help the concept get across a little easier. It's one thing to say, it's another thing to do, and some people just need you to kind of spell things out. So let me kind of break out a little bit of news because we're gonna go through a couple things real quick, including the fact that some new merchandise lines were kind of popped up this week, or kind of popped up. And as I was browsing some news, I'm like, I gotta find some things to talk about, including the fact that Razer has a brand new Mobile Suit Gundam gaming chair. And I tell you guys, if I needed a gaming chair, this would probably be what I'd be going for. So let me pull up the image of that here real quick, because it's kind of I'm kind of a sucker for it. The bright, like, clashing colors of the red and green, which is an odd color choice considering Gundam is really white and blue and red. But see, what do they have a price list for this? Let's see. No, apparently the company's also doing Jujutsu Kaisen, but that's not what I need, because I just want to know how much the frickin' share is. Oh, here we go. For the new type generation. This feels like a New Kids on the Block sort of thing. Command your comfort. The Razer Iskir X Mobile Suit Gundam Edition stands the unparalleled addition to any battle station. Engineered for ultimate comfort, this limited edition chair seamlessly blends the iconic Gundam aesthetic with ergonomic design, capturing the commanding presence of the RX-78-2 Gundam and the Zaku 2 like no other. I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, it's basically the exact same chair I'm sitting here with. It feels like it's just they just slap some stuff on it. And although I do kind of like having the Xeon logo emblem onto my chair. I think that's kind of a nice little feature I'd like to have. Here we go. And then if that's not enough for you, you can also, of course, go and get a couple shirts to show your support for your faction. And I like and I hate the green. I'm not too keen on that. Like, if it would be neat as like an acrylic standee, but I don't think like a bright neon, like, glow in the dark green would be my color. They're just kind of too bright of colors. And, hey, that's just kind of a little bit of news. If you want to pay for an overpriced t-shirt, there you go. Although, if paying for overpriced novelty stuff isn't enough for it, is up your alley, then, as it turns out, Levi's is also getting into this game. Because not only are they getting into the Gundam game, they're also getting into the Gundam Seed game, which is honestly the most baffling to kind of baffling to me, because I don't know too many people who want to go around showing off their love of Gundam Seed, and I'm certainly not one of them. I mean, I kind of like I like elements of Seed, but Seed just wasn't ever my thing. Like, it's trying to be the original series for like the new generation, but the problem is you have like kind of the whiny aesthetics of like Neon Genesis Evangelion's Shinji. And I mean, ultimately, it's all because like they're having like a big anniversary film for Gundam Seed, which did really well at the Japanese box office, from what I was hearing. So maybe it might be time to revisit Seed. All I know is like some of these designs are just god awful, and I'm not about to pay $160 for just this freaking Gundam Levi jacket, or the Tim Pool beanie with like a pocket. Wonder if that was what the rabbis did in underground New York. Apparently, they were watching Gundam Seed. That's what they were doing. Okay, dude, you're making me sick. No, you like you're only badass if you're wearing like Master Asia and like a G Gundam shirt. Because that's apparently the rule now. Oh, geez, like you even get the jeans. Wait. Okay, so the jacket's 160. The jeans are 120, so we're talking almost $300, right? Basically $300 with shipping to just have this Canadian tuxedo jacket look. Dude, that has got to be a one comfy chair if you've kept up with it for 25 years. And apparently you would look super stylish if you bought the full on Gundam like Canadian tuxedo look here. Yeah, you just be the style master. Oh my god, dude, stop with this. I tell you guys though, I kind of like the look of the pole over here. Something about like having those extra little like clasping snaps, like it's kind of a nice look. Although, and then I think like probably the best two items on here, as silly as they are, it's basically gonna be this little accent pouch, which is like the perfect size for your little ear, for your like for your earbuds for $20, which is way too crazy a price to spend for something about this big, for like a little protective pouch you can put over your regular clothes, or you put over your earbuds that probably already have their own little protective pouch. Or the awkward fanny pack thing. I could see buying these. These are probably the most likely things I would buy, but I'm not doing that. This kind of a little bit of stuff that kind of paint came up, and just kind of, it's just kind of an odd little week. Like, not a ton of stuff really going on, but we'll make do. Because as much as I want to talk about like mechs and stuff, I was actually playing a bit of Final Fantasy 14 this week because, well, everyone's talking about Final Fantasy right now, and I mean, it's kind of hard to ignore because doesn't 7 come out this week? We're really close, I know. For the 7 remake interlude, and so everything with Final Fantasy is really firing off. Advent Children played in theaters this week, and apparently even in the realm of the MMO, Final Fantasy 14 has its stuff going on. And yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit because we have the mechanics, we have a bunch of big giant cool robot stuff in there, and hey, to be fair, it also has an amazing like free trial with like the first like 2 or 3 expansion packs of stuff that you could play on. So you have hours and hours, dozens of hours of playtime you can have with just that free version alone. Tell you guys, Final Fantasy 14 is an absolute treat. And finally, 14 is coming to Xbox, which is in a really great place to be right now with its release for the PS4. Well, I'm sorry, Xbox One. Long day. And hey, maybe it might be an Xbox like shill site, but we gotta give the Xbox a little bit of good news when they can get it. And to be fair, they really need some good news now and then. Ah, right. Let me 1 second. Because yes, as it turns out, Transformers is in a really good place right now as well. And we'll talk about that in a moment because there is a little bit of Transformers news to talk. Yeah, just hey, right now, Final Fantasy 14 is a really good place for the video for the MMO. It's got a new expansion pack coming out soon, and it's getting ready to launch like fully onto the Xbox consoles. But not everything is good news for Final Fantasy. I mean, there may be, there may be, but of course, Square Enix would deny any of those that happen to exist. Why we certainly wouldn't. We certainly wouldn't take an allowance of that. No, not at all. There will be none of these. Now, come to the cash shop where we can sell you like skimpy bikinis for your cat girls, because all the good proper cat girls apparently need a bikini, and bunny girls, and the big buff beast ladies. Huh. All right, guys. I think the show's over. I gotta go with the cash. I mean, no. 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 We're just not gonna. We're not gonna talk about that. Anyway, so I said not everything is unfortunately quite good news with Final Fantasy because Final Fantasy's legendary composer Nobuo Uematsu apparently doesn't have the strength to score a full video game again, which is such a tragedy. He's got some of the best video game scores around, and with him being unable to compose anymore, the industry is losing one of the greatest icons as far as music goes. He's didn't rule out creating the main themes for future games. He said his days of scoring an entire video game are likely over, leaving his last complete soundtrack as the OST for the mobile exclusive RPG Fantasian. He told the German outlet Ziet Online that while he plans to continue contributing to main themes for Final Fantasy series, having recently revisited his theme for FF7 for the latest remake, Rebirth, he no longer, quote, has the strength to score a game in its entirety. As far as Final Fantasy is concerned, I'm still involved in writing main themes for the games, he said, but I don't think I'll compose music for a whole game again. You would have to give it a full throttle for 2 or 3 years, and I don't think I have the physical and mental strength to do it anymore. The decision doesn't mark Uematsu's retirement as a whole, but instead a shift away from video games. As the composer said, he would simply prefer to use the time he has left to work on projects such as new narrative orchestral performance, Murnigan, Heart of Ice, due to premiere in Germany this week, and his band Uematsu Nobuo Kantiki. He's of course best known for the score for the Final Fantasy series, from '87 to Final Fantasy IX, writing the iconic songs, blah blah blah. It was a lot. Final Fantasy IX was the last time he would score a Final Fantasy game by himself, being joined by Masashi Hamazu and Junya Nakamo for Final Fantasy X, and subsequently seeing other composers lead the score for each new entry. Yeah, so what a tragedy. It's just kind of one of those realities of the progress of time, is that all these legends that we hold up now, eventually their time will come and it will go, and it's just kind of one of the unfortunate harsh realities of time. It's something that we all need to come to terms with and kind of come to accept, but it should be taken as a tragedy. It should be taken as a time to kind of celebrate the achievements some of these legendary like creatives have had. Yeah, mad respect to him. He's he's made some of my absolute favorite scores in video games. Uh, it's it's just something we had to kind of stop and kind of go to kind of shine a little light on, because I figured it'd be worth it. So, like I said, it's kind of one of those just unfortunate realities of time. Here, let me pass that on to someone else who I'm sure would probably be able to appreciate and do a moment for their show. So let's see, kind of go over my little list of things here. Yeah, what the heck? Let's go ahead and talk about let's go ahead and talk about our big new Gundam game. Because folks, we're getting a brand new Gundam Breaker. And for anyone who's really unaware of the series, it is kind of a beat 'em up series for it's kind of a beat 'em up series for gunpla enthusiasts. So if you want to build some big bots, if you want to do all that, it's kind of the good place to go. Hey, what up, Goliaths? Welcome. Just doing a little bit of news coverage of some topics, kind of popping up. Here, let me present this just so we can kind of at least have a little trailer. So at least we'll just kind of have something to cover here. I'm sure. By the way, thank you so much for using what I'm sure is going to be some copyright used claim music. That's exactly what I need for this. But it does kind of sound a little bit like some of the other. It does sound a little bit like the Iron Blooded Orphan stuff. Wait, what was that? Oh, nothing. All right, so let me kind of we'll do a little bit of breakdown here as we kind of go along. So again, this is kind of assuming anyone who's like unaware of this franchise. Gundam Breaker is a video game franchise where you can go and where you're effectively going and building all the model kits, and you're using them to go and beat the snot out of other bots to go and collect parts, so you can go and build your Gundam kit of your dreams. So if you want to go and have the Strike Freedom backpack on a ball with like the legs of the Death Scythe Hell custom, you can do all that. And then you can go ahead and go in and paint it and do all the crazy stuff. It's gonna. Okay, so yeah, that's a little bit of what you get to see here. And as you can see, we can go ahead and customize. We have the slots for your head, your body, the arms, legs, backpack, etc. And you can go, and like I said, you can go ahead and you can mix and match all this together to build the kit of your dreams. Honestly, I wound up importing Gundam Breaker 3, the Break Edition, and it is a ton of fun. Certainly a lot better than the new Gundam Breaker that came out on like PS4 and that. Really not worth it. Like, it's not one I would recommend. It's just it's a downgrade from the ones that came before. And yeah, you're not wrong. It is you're making a Franken Gundam. So again, just kind of pausing as we go through here a little bit. You're apparently able to go and take you're going to have like two different weapon sets. So you have like a short range and a long range weapon. So maybe you want to go from like having a simple short sword to your beam rifle, or you want to go and have double axes going into a buster cannon. This is all possible here. So you can really go in and break it down. So a couple of other little things about it is you can go and farm certain kits. So if you know a certain mech's going to show up on a different level, because there is a bit of a campaign mode to this, you can go and collect all the pieces. So if you want to go and drop it with like exclusively the goof parts and then paint it like bright red, you could do all that, no problem. If you want to go with like, slap on the different backpacks, that's not a problem. And then the other part of it that's, fun for the collectors and those enthusiasts, it's the ability to then create the dioramas to pose them in and have the big extensive scene play out that you can then like snap pictures of, you show your friends. Vince, that's basically exactly what this is. It's the ability to go and build the custom kit of your dreams, to then square off with your friends, or go online and face off against other people. All of that is possible in these games in this franchise. That's what makes this so much fun. Oh, come on, play. Ooh. Oh man! Look, even they love G Gundam here, because we got to have Master Asia and the Shining Gundam having the big dynamic like final battle pose. Oh, hang on, guys, real quick. Let me pause for one moment here, because I think we got someone dropping in who's going to be able to have a word or two yet.
Lancelot, launch!
Hey, Punk Waddle.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, we're just starting to go through this trailer a little bit to show it off.
Okay, cool. Glad I didn't miss too much time. I'm running a little bit late.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I hate all the people in the chat.
Oh wow! And apparently you're not the only one here, because hang on, we get to do it again.
Lancelot, launch!
Oh, crap! I wasn't seatbelted. Dang it!
Oh, wait, your mech has a seatbelt?
Well, of course.
Oh.
I mean, I never use it because I'm in New Hampshire, but you know.
Okay.
Well, to be fair, it's also actually just a couple of zip ties.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Gator fastened did it for me. He's like, safety first.
So you guys came in at actually a really good time, because we were just kind of starting to go over the trailer for Gundam Breaker 4.
Nice.
Gundam Breakers 4. For what?
Ba ba ba.
Ba.
I'll fill you in with that when we finish this up, right? So we got about 30 more seconds.
Okay.
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 Coming in 2024. That's this year.
Yeah.
And then of course, our collector's edition might be something that will be worth the attention.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yep. So what's been recently announced with this is it's coming to all the major consoles, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, and they've tentatively put out PC, though they haven't specified which platforms yet.
Okay.
And my assumption is just based on the history of the production, based on the release of the various games. We will see it on Steam.
PlayStation 5.
Yep, it'll be on
Yeah,
PS5.
sure,
It'll be on
maybe.
Xbox.
Oh, I'm sure they'll want a Steam version of this. This is something that's, well, it's anticipated because we'll get into that, right? Between being the next in the line and hopefully they course correct on some things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's being reported from Push Square, which is a Sony fan site.
Okay.
Breaker Force should be returned to form on PS5 and PS4 this year. So we'll be seeing it. We will be seeing them on those.
If they announce it right now, I'm guessing they'll do it for fall, for fourth quarter sales.
You're probably not wrong.
Yeah, I was just, I had an inkling it'd probably be an October thing or at the very latest, like a late September thing, but I'm thinking October.
So I thought I'd go ahead and pull this up just to get a little closer image of everything that's going to be in the collector's edition, which I'm assuming is probably going to retail for about $100.
Yeah, I've already looked at Bandai website because I showed you the Kakarot video. And he talked through it, and then I looked at the Bandai site. It's about 90 to 99-ish, yeah.
99?
96 to $100.
Eesh.
I got 99 problems, but a Gunpla ain't one.
No, that's the backlog.
You never nip a nag.
Yeah, because I got 99.
You just nag, you never nip.
I got 99 Gunpla. It's not just one. It's all of them.
It's all of them that are unbuilt.
Yeah. So this model kit is like a Moolah Flaga special of a Gunbuster custom.
Yeah. Do you like the paint job on it? I think it's atrocious, but
it's very 80s. It's a bit too much.
Yeah.
Well, I would say it's got more of that color scheme of like the early 90s that was everywhere in like 92, 93.
Okay, you make
like
it
92, 93, like pastel, like neon pastel though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just like the one that never lasted very long. They went to solid, like they went to like real solid colors after that.
I think it was that for that couple of years they thought, let's market to these kids that they'll just wear all these fluorescent colors, so when they grow up to be construction workers, they're used to wearing safety orange and safety green.
Exactly.
Sure.
It's that like that cup texture, that cup like pastel paint color scheme.
Okay, yeah. And in that off-white gray kind of exactly, yeah. It's that you'd always have that heathered shirt with those bright colors on them for like Clean the Park Day 92.
Clean the Park Day 92. I remember that.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about the fact that like it's again the Strike Gundam that we're getting a lot more love for Seed as of late?
Well, it's
we have waves of Seed love, but it's not as long lasting as like the OC. Or not OC, the UC, the Universal Century.
UC. Don't let DJ Ronnie G here.
We need more G Gundam love. Come on, guys.
Yeah, OG. You're right.
This is true. We need our patron saint Tequila Gundam to make his rise and return.
So okay,
he's just taking his siesta.
Let's just think out loud for a second. If this was released a couple years before, a couple years after. If it was released a couple years after, we probably get some cut. Well, if it was released a couple years before this, we would have gotten some custom 00. You know, what's the big one that just came out?
Or Unicorn?
No. I think. Well, okay. So Seed's anniversary, 40th. Seed's 20th or whatever anniversary is this year. So we're getting.
I thought it'd be 2027 because it wasn't like a 2007 series.
All I know is
it was better than that.
Seed. I mean, DJ Ronnie G probably knows, but yes, you should get a Strike Dagger. But it's Seed's having an anniversary. That's why we're getting all these P Bandai, all these, like, you had the Seed Eclipse movie, Gunpla last year, and then the little short movies. Seed's getting a resurgence.
So, and yep. So earlier in the stream, I showed off, like, apparently there's a Gundam crossover with Levi's. Oh,
okay.
We just lost snacks. So you can go out to like Levi's and pick up like Gundam Seed T-shirts and Gundam Seed sweatpants and like the whole Canadian tuxedo.
Oh, geez.
It's kind of horrifying.
Maybe I could get Wilton or Floral into Gundam if they tell him he can get a Canadian tuxedo.
All right, we'll just pop him back in. Welcome back.
Hey, I had no idea what happened. My internet is like, hey, yeah, suck it. I was like, no. I just got sucked into the void.
Womp, womp, womp.
Can I find a picture of this thing again? Because it's hideous.
It is hideous.
Tell me more.
Like, the Gunpla itself is not bad. It's just the paint job is very, like, I don't even see, like, good panel lining. It's very, like, white and, like, it makes me want to go back into, like, the early 90s and go skiing, you know?
Well, it is an entry grade, right? It's not even a high grade.
Okay.
Right?
Well, I'm assuming this is going to be a high grade. Like, so that seems to be the range that they've always tried to do a lot of the custom stuff with.
Yeah, but
especially with the rise of all of the Build Fighter series. So I think this is going to be a high grade series.
Yeah.
Hold on.
All I know is if someone gifted me this, I would automatically just like start like panel lining and freaking painting it like any other color. Like just to get a complete redo.
So I need to show you guys what it's all gonna look like in the Gundam concentration camps when we all like get our same uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
These are the Gundam Levi's. We're all gonna be wearing these exact same outfit.
I don't think I want to wear Levi's.
Yeah, me neither.
Look, this guy looks so thrilled to be like wearing Gundam Seed.
Mm-hmm.
But there you go. We'll send that up to like we'll send that up to Wilton, and he can be a troll in it. Talk about how like that and like the live action Gundam movie are his favorite Gundam things.
Yeah, he probably would like it.
So, just to show a little bit off the website here, we are getting a little bit of news with this. So, like I said, PS4, PS5, PC, and Nintendo Switch. So, no Xbox.
No.
Yeah.
Not currently.
It happens. That's kind of why I moved to PS5 when I was picking a console, because Xbox tends to not get love on certain things.
Yeah.
That I like, you know?
The fact that, and I was talking with someone earlier today, the fact that Sony and PlayStation have done a few things that have upset Japan, that the fact that this is getting a Switch release is also interesting, because for a while it was just proprietary on PlayStation alone, right?
Xbox doesn't even have Helldivers 2.
Is that a
Yeah,
proprietary Xbox or PlayStation?
it might. It did. I played a tutorial recently today before I went to the gym, and it did say PlayStation Studios on it, so
Yeah, I
Oh,
think that might be why.
that's
and you
probably
would think
why.
that
But
you would you would think that with Microsoft trying to like go and grovel at Sony's feet to like get pushing games on their platform, that they would in turn try to get a game or two back.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
But apparently not.
Yeah.
See, so as it is, for anyone who's never played it, you break the parts off your enemies and collect them to be able to build your mechs out.
Mm-hmm.
It's your loot. It's a looter shooter. Wait,
Kind of.
it's a hack and slash shooter looter.
And
Yeah,
so one of the things I thought I saw that it was the Kakarot video that I showed you. Sounds like you're not necessarily going to be able to switch parts while you're fighting because that was kind of
no.
stressful and nuts.
yeah.
It,
That's like someone have like they just like dump like hundreds and hundreds of dollars into like buying like parts and stuff like that,
mm,
and you start like actually winning, but they just keep on rebuilding, and then they just like finally find a good time to get you.
yeah.
You know, I don't know.
So we'll have over 250 base kits to be able to start with in the game, and I'm assuming that they'll probably go ahead and add a few more kits in with with paid DLC because Bandai Namco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Do you know which? Probably not, but do you have any idea like what errors and what freaking franchises they're going to be bulking on, or you know their prime?
Well, that's kind of could be a good question because we saw a little bit of various kits in there. Like we saw plenty of the Universal Century Love. We
Yeah,
saw Wing and the Master Asia's Gundam. We see right here the little SD Night Gundam, which I've always found kind of odd to also have in the SD designs.
Yeah.
And I believe that's the Mercurial, the aerial one from Witch from Mercury.
Okay.
yeah. There's probably going to be that one just because it's new and they want to like push that brand a little more. I
Yeah.
don't know why they should probably. I don't know if did Wish Mercury like story wise end because if it's a good like stopping point, they should just like scratch it because and like go back to the storyboarding for a new
Yeah.
product of something because Wish for Mercury it didn't hit as hard as it should. They did push it. They pushed it like hard, but it didn't hit hard. You know.
It had profound things, but it was so based on the high school drama aspect that the adult lore kind of got lost, which it felt like a really weird amalgamation of what
Yeah.
we had
I
in
mean it.
Buildfinders as characters and what we had from OG Gundam series.
Like it had a redhead female Ray, you know, but
Yeah,
and Ray Amuro, she should be in school actually. You know what I mean?
yeah,
What you
Well,
know, he's of
I suppose
school
ultimately
age.
what's going to matter. I suppose what's also ultimately going to matter with it is going to be just how well it's performed in terms of the merchandise, because that's going to be the ultimate thing that matters. Did we sell enough Gunpla
Mm.
kits to justify continuing this? Because at this
And
point, the only people who are still talking about it are the shippers. It's going
yeah,
to be
yeah.
the it's going to be the Twitterati.
hmm
Mm. Which that kind of has kind of like because the was it the Ariel, the Gundam Ariel?
Yeah.
What was that? Yeah,
hmm
yeah, that's the name of it. It's a beautiful machine. It's a beautiful kit. It's just lovely. Like the
yeah,
thing, it looks really pretty for a Gundam. I'm a little more on the Xeon aesthetic side, but I really do like the Ariel. It's it looks like aesthetically really nice. You know what I mean?
hmm
It just it Similar suit to like the Gundam Wing, just it's got a good aesthetic. And the Gundam Freedoms is also nice, but
hang on.
So if you're gonna show love for I'll go ahead. I'll let you.
Real quick, let me show a little bit of love to Mr. 32 Flavors of Dickwise here, who's just stopped by for a second. And I know he's got a stream coming up for Toxic Tuesday. Before he's on his way out, let me give him a little something.
Wait, I still function. Wanna bet?
Well,
yep.
That's one way to send them off. Have fun with comics.
Yeah. By the way, I'm sure. By the way, Nick, apparently you're finding out why Megatron hasn't been around. So that's what happened to him in the new Skybound comics.
Womp 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 womp.
Which, by the way, have you guys been checking out the Skybound comics yet?
The who?
No.
For Transformers. Oh, dude, do yourselves a favor. Like, that is honestly some fantastic comics right now, especially with our big robot love, because it is just oozing action.
Okay.
I may check it if I have time.
Make you make time, brother.
Right, make time. All those other important things? Fuck it. You don't need responsibilities. You need this new thing.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, sure.
Like, you are gonna have to join in and like check this out. Otherwise, Optimus Prime's gonna come and suplex Gator.
Oh God, not again.
Poor Gator.
Yeah, Coach Murphy will get jealous. He'll start freaking suplexing him.
It's true.
And the whole house would blow up.
So it's been out a little bit now, so there's some stuff I can kind of show off a little bit with it. And yeah, just to show you off a little bit here, some things that have happened along the way with this current series, because it's like literally on the covers at this point right now. Optimus Prime has Megatron's arm.
What?
Say what? Okay.
Yeah, Optimus is like
looks like he's putting it to good use.
True. Yeah, I did not expect that.
Oh, come on, buddy. It's been some fantastic art to it. It's got this kind of gritty, what I would describe as kind of like an urban graffiti sort of look to it.
Yeah,
like there, some of the stuff isn't exactly. It doesn't come across as like hyper realistic or anything, but some of it is just so fun. Or you look at the art and you feel the action to it.
I could definitely see that. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of being conveyed in this. Okay.
Optimus Prime is going to suplex Gator.
Okay. Just like Coach Murphy.
Yeah.
It's been a fantastic read. It's just been a lot of fun going into it, because it's taking a lot of the familiar elements that we kind of know from sort of the franchise overall, and it's kind of making some little changes along the way. Currently, we're 5 issues in. Issue 6 is coming out in, I think, about 2 or 3 weeks to sort of finish up this story, or this first storyline. And it's something that I think it would be worth you guys' time to go check out. You know, even if it means like, hey, you go find some like pirate site where you can like read comics online. No, not that I, of course, encourage you guys to go out and go to read comics online and read this stuff.
Oh, no, I never do that, no. Gator does sometimes. I mean, come on, he wears the pirate eye patch. I mean, you know.
That's true.
Typical, right? But
yeah. Like I said, a lot of fun. And also the fact that they're working in at the same time G.I. Joe. Makes for a lot more fascinating stuff because you're getting to see how sort of what's being applied to Cobra is being built up to go and Cobra's being implied to be built up as sort of using Transformers technology to create the advanced stuff they have. So they're bringing both in at the same time together in a way that makes sense.
Okay.
We're not just suddenly like we're not just going from like, oh, here's Cobra, and then like a day later, like, oh yeah, there's some giant robots around, but we're gonna ignore that and go back to just talk about Cobra and all this and this terrorist organization again. And we're just gonna ignore the big giant robots that have literal arm cannons that can make city blocks disappear.
Yeah, and Destro's like half freaking Transformer.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
That would make sense. Yeah. That would make sense why he's like technically a freaking cyborg guy.
My beryllium helmet.
You think his arm got ripped off like, you know, RX-78? So he had to get a new arm? Or I should say more like the gold Astray that got stolen and then used the bazooka and then lost its right arm.
Or the Gundam ground type that was wearing a Jim's head.
Yeah.
Oh, if you want to talk a ripoff, like, how about this for a ripoff?
Oh, that's a ripoff.
Freaking Optimus Prime ripping off his arm so he can beat a motherfucker to death with it.
Yeah, I've seen
that's
that
a ripoff.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sure I can show you this stuff, but trust me, even in context, it's so much more fun to go back and check out. You're like, yes, I want to see him do this. I want to see Skywarp going around just kicking humans around.
This reminds me of some of the stuff and some of the mid-show artwork of Gurren Lagann. That kind of silly mech, that the lines and some of the exaggeration and the staticky outlines. You get what I'm saying?
A little bit.
Okay.
So with all that out of the way, do you guys want to talk for a few minutes about Bravern? Because, you know, here we are, seven episodes in. The series by halfway over. Let me get your guys' thoughts.
Snacks.
You first.
Okay. Well, like we talked about last week, the mech designs are interesting. That seem similar to mech designs of those eras. Like, you know, the Asian one, the Japanese look a lot more like Gundam-esque, and then you've got some stuff that looks 00. The American stuff, you've got the Grays type from what Iron Blood Orphans. The other thing that I kind of suspected, and we talked about that Rhino kit last week. Well, this episode we saw that it did have a modular detachment, right? So they dropped the arms and airdropped a different connection. So that base model, that is just the white version that we showed, I'm positive that we're going to get extra kits and arm kits and loadout kits and expansion sets that way that may or may not come with the base model. Kind of like how they did the Earth-3 Gundam for build drivers. But that being said, it's so fun and cheesy and campy in the right ways. Like, what are the Death Drive?
Yeah.
The
like
Death
in
Drive.
some time.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I will say this: in some instances, it seems like it wants to be more serious, you know. But Like 2 seconds later, it's like, nope, this shit is cheesy as hell. Very campy.
I yeah, I think it. I almost feel like it's this very the writing and Bravern is almost even breaking the fourth wall, self-aware, but none of the other characters are in on it. Like when he's. Did you see the most recent episode, Snacks?
No, I've been letting that one cook a little bit.
Okay, because there's things, and I think he says this in one of the third or fourth episode that he has a machine that we don't know where it came from, but he can build anything he wants. And you see him have like these life-size model kits of the mechs that they're using. And then this season, it kind of goes, or this episode, it kind of goes back to a very tongue-in-cheek. You know what I'm talking about, right, Ironcaster?
Yeah. It's having that swing between the serious and the silly.
Like the humans are serious, and they're just like, we need to get these aliens off of our planet. And Bravern's just like, everything's going to be all right. I understand. Like, he is literally the god in the machine.
Like, Bravern is going around, and they're like, and he's telling them, like, it's just like we practice. And then Owl's like, wait, no, you didn't tell me about this.
Yeah, it's the show I said earlier. You never said that. Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it.
Or, I told you everything would be fine. You can do that? Yeah. Why didn't you do that sooner?
Because it wouldn't have been from the heart. It wouldn't have been passionate.
There does he I don't know if he's powered by like bravado and passion, but he needs that, You have to say the move. Why do I have to say the move? Just do the move. No, you have to say the move with passion.
It's like for him to
because I don't get off if you don't say it.
Yeah, it's like he's like, I can do all this stuff, but I don't care. I'm a super powerful robot, but I want meaning in my life. So I need somebody who cares and is passionate. Otherwise, I could go somewhere else. I don't need to be here.
Like Bravern, he can move just fine without a pilot. Why does he need a pilot in?
I think because
it's like they've tried to explain it, but not really.
Oh, I think they're gonna dance around it, and maybe at the end they'll say something real. But I think they're intentionally dancing around it through his.
I think they're intentionally dancing around it, and once he finally explains it, everyone's gonna be like, "Really? You could have just freaking done this all your shit yourself."
Yeah,
it wouldn't have been as fun.
Right.
It wouldn't have been as fun or meaningful.
Yeah, he's gonna say something goofy like that, and everybody's like, "Okay, fine."
I mean, would he be all alone? You know what I mean? Maybe he's a lonely robot. Maybe he's a lonely super robot that just wants friends.
That's what I'm thinking. He's just
like,
yeah. He's sentient, all powerful. He can build his own stuff. He just wants somebody to play with.
Oh. So I'm just kind of browsing around on the Bravern website.
Yeah,
because it does have one.
It has
apparently we have a Volume 1 and Volume 2 Blu-ray box. Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the series available.
Okay. Nice.
Volume 1 is the first 6 episodes. Volume 2 is 7 through 12.
Okay.
Interesting.
If you guys don't hype up this battle, I'll go to Planet War with all the cool kids. Yeah, because I gotta go there. I gotta get my Lulu, and then we can go there and we can have the hyper mega battle. Like, you guys just don't get it. Like, this is how I have to do it.
Where's my Lulu?
Planet War, yeah, that's where you go when you play Helldivers.
So I now have the working theory with this series that apparently the cast of Konosuba are these the death drives are each piloted by one of the different members of Konosuba.
Okay.
Explosion!
I need a bigger explosion. No. Oh,
and the freaking the ones that just like to get freaking hacked and slash are piloted by freaking darkness.
So, I got to talk a little bit about episode 7. That one of the death drives, one of the named death drives is introduced here, who we see in part of in part of the opening with in silhouette.
We saw him at the end of last episode, I think, 6.
Yep. So Capiridus is this big, giant, kind of like Shogun-looking kind of mech, and the entire time you see him on screen, he's screaming about wanting to have a proper explosion. And I'm like, my God, this is Megumin. Like, knowing that character, she would be all over this as like the big giant robot is the coolest thing ever, and he loves explosions.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, when you're a magical wizard with explosion magic, and you're a big giant robot who can make things explode because you're a big giant robot, I mean, you know, the shared likeness for explosions are very understandable.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna look over here, like, yeah, mechas, keywords, movie, music, goods. No, that movie doesn't. From what I can tell, it doesn't mean like there's a Bravern movie coming out. As great as that would be, it's more so a place on the website where they have a couple of their video clips posted.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've been kind of looking over this. And we have some basic stuff. A couple of like the plastic standees, some T-shirts in the works. Little like pop stand thing, keychains. Like this is the big item right here. It's the Titan Striders.
Yeah.
I'm expecting more kids.
Yeah, I mean, if they have like access to like good like designers and I don't know what do you call like people who craft like gunpla and whatnot, but if they have access to those types of people who develop kits, and it would be actually pretty good. I mean the third party markets have been pretty good. You just rope one of those people in, like one of the people who do like a really good job. Give them some money, and freaking bang bang. You can do Bravern. You can do the baddies. You can do anything.
And we still got about another like at least 3 or 4 more of the death drivers that we have yet to see. I mean, we have. Yeah. There's also the generic like kind of UFO looking grunts they could always put something out for.
Yeah.
Although I think with this series they'll probably be one of the later ones. They'll probably try to prioritize like the named ones first.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, that said, we did get the humans death drivers.
Yeah.
So yeah, all in all, it's been a pretty good little week. We're just Bravern. The next episode comes out Thursday, so we got that to look forward to this week. And of course, you guys are doing Nip and Nag tomorrow.
Yep, Nip and Nag tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm continuing the marionette. I've worked on it some bit, and it's actually turning into. It's looking very goofy. Yes, pun intended.
I'm excited.
Pun intended.
Do you have a picture handy that I could show off to show people what we're talking about?
There's one in the Nip and Nag.
Okay, let me pull that up real quick.
Yeah, there's one in the Nip and Nag. I probably could do a better poster picture, but I'm just like kind of winding down right now.
Okay, so yeah, I'll go ahead and show this off real quick, and then we'll probably just we'll eject out of here.
Yay! Eject.
So actually, tell me a little bit about this, because like, what made you decide you wanted to do a goof marionette?
Well, you know, I just kind of wanted to. I was thinking about it, and I was just like, you know, what'd be cool? Because I was like playing with the Gundams, as you do, because they're very posable. I was like, what if you put like strings on them and stuff like that? And you could walk it around. And that idea like popped off like one of our first like nip nags. I was like, you know what? We can do a marionette, and we could walk it around like a Comic-Con or something like that, dressed as like a Fetty or a Xeon pilot. You know, that'd be really cool. So
I love that way you kind of invert the whole thing of instead of instead of the pilot and a giant robot, you're the pilot to a tiny robot.
yeah, it's essentially I'm piloting a mobile suit, you know, technically, but instead of a big giant thing that will break the freaking convention center, it's just a little marionette, you know.
I like it.
That's the idea. Yeah.
And is this let me click here. Is this a little bit on the right here supposed to be like the color you're planning to make it?
Or no, that's
supposed to be.
That's craft foam. I had like glued out so the pauldron. I didn't put like the foam putty on it yet. On the other side, it has that same like extending the foam, but it's got the putty covered over it. But yeah, I just took that picture when I was in mid process. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was curious.
And the joints, they work pretty good. It's not super smooth, but I knew it would be a little clunky. I just expected that because it's my first time doing a marionette. But yeah, it's moving pretty good. The joints move pretty well.
It is a first try, so it's going to be a learning process. You're not going to get it perfect this first time, but you'll have some better ideas for the next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. I do have from that picture, I do have the waist unit mostly done, and on the nip and neck tomorrow, I'll be working on the legs and maybe the backpack.
Cool.
Yeah. That's the plan at least. So yeah,
that's exciting.
Yeah, very exciting.
Well, thanks for letting me get a chance to kind of talk about that a little bit, because this was a fun little project. I didn't get a chance to ask too much about it, and I wanted to take the opportunity to.
Well, yeah. I might actually do some cosplay building, because I am going to do the what do you call it, the Xeon pilot suit. Yeah, the Xeon pilot suit. So, that's one of my favorite. I do like their pilot suits versus like the Fetty. I like the Xeon. They're cooler. They just, they look interesting.
And plus, like they get the better slap.
And yeah, they get the better slap. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'll just put one on and freaking attack like a base with Char or Rambaral.
It's like either that or you either get like you get that nice little slap, or instead you get like Bright to come over and slap you as a 16-year-old.
The difference between a backhand and a forehand.
Yeah, like okay. One does it because it's a fetish. The other one is like because it's time for your balls to drop, and you have to get them like slapped out of your face. Apparently, Wait, this doesn't make sense.
Is that how that works?
You're about to become a man today.
It's not hard to remember this.
No.
I don't think I remember how Gundam works anymore, guys.
Well, it's me neither.
Yeah. Stop going through PTSD, you child. Get into Gundam.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gundam didn't go through puberty. Gundam was always Gundam.
Yeah, Gundam. Gundam, where we let like early teenagers pilot and destroy people, messing them psychologically.
Mm-hmm. That
would be an interesting side story. just have like a Federation Earth Fedi like doctor like go through freaking like everyone that was on the white base for their
Just diagnosing
psych
them.
evaluations, their psych evaluation. They go through.
No, I'm having a realization. Like, you think of like, Bright. Just whenever a baby's delivered, Bright has to walk in and smack the baby on the butt to get it to breathe.
Something like that. Something like that. I don't know. The doctor would like.
Wait.
The doctor would interview Bright. They would interview like Sally Mass. You know, the kids, those freaking kids that are on the freaking white base the whole time.
Oh, the orphans.
The orphans, yes. It's just like, okay, these children are messed up. They're all going to be sociopaths and psycho killers when they grow up. But other than that, they're in clean bill of health.
That's little things that count.
That'd be an interesting like little side like. It would have to be a freaking what do you call it when it's not like an episode, but it's like I don't know.
OVA?
A side story. Yeah, an OVA. It would have to be an OVA. Yeah.
Yes. DJ on a G. His father never slapped him, so therefore he was spoiled. Spared the. Now, I wonder if anybody's tried cosplaying as Bright Now and going around a con and just, trying to slap people.
Slapping people. That's against like every rule.
Well, I think that largely because like
cosplay is not consent, and that works both ways.
The thing was like 20 years ago, all the like yaoi paddle like fangirls like went and kind of ruined that sort of joke.
Yeah.
Like they went too hard that like someone had to be like hospitalized for how hardly they got smacked in the ass.
Well, that seems terrible. Yeah. But it would be funny if you had like Bright and Amuro as a whole thing, and then you'd be like, and you did play with that, so it was, in character, and you were playing around with the slap, and you know what I mean? Like, there's ways to do it where it's funny and intentional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you should.
I know what you're trying to say.
Gator as, or one of you as Bright, and one of the puppets is Amuro, and smack him around a little.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, this is a terrible idea. I'll stop talking.
Gator goes through enough abuse, but
it's true. Wait, has he been power slammed by Optimus yet?
Probably, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, he probably deserves it, but still.
Well, guys, are we ready to get out of here?
Sure.
Yep.
How do we want to do it? How do we want to get out of here today?
Ponquel's choice.
How about with a little bit of music? How about with a little bit of musical talent? Does that sound good?
Sure. I like it.
Sounds good.
Will help.